So today's story is called My Name is Georgia. And this book is actually a biography. Now, do you know what a biography is? Maybe? A biography is a book that is written about a person's life. And I really like this one, the way that it is written, and I'll explain that to you. So, this woman's name is Georgia O'Keeffe, and she was born, it actually starts right here. It says Georgia O'Keeffe was born on a farm in Wisconsin in 1887. So the book starts and lets us know that Georgia was a real person. Now, what I want to let you know is that she was an artist. She loved to create art. And this whole book is written about her life and all the kinds of artwork that she did, all the places that she lived, and you're going to get to find all about her. It is written using the word I, which sounds kind of strange, but it says, I rode to town. So the whole book is written as if Georgia is talking right to you. And then it ends by letting us know that Georgia O'Keeffe lived to be 98 years old. In museums all across the land, people see her flowers, deserts, hills, cities, and skies the way that she did. So I hope you enjoy this book today. It is a book all about the life of Georgia O'Keeffe. Today's read aloud is called My Name is Georgia, written by Jeanette Winter. When I was 12 years old, I knew what I wanted, to be an artist. I've always known what I wanted. When I was small, I played alone for hours and hours and hours. I was satisfied to be all by myself. I did things other people don't do. When my sisters wore sashes, I didn't. When my sisters wore stockings, I wore none. And when my sisters wore braids, I let my black hair fly. I rode to town every Saturday to copy pictures from the stack in the art teacher's cupboard. At home, I looked out my window and drew pictures of what I saw. Maybe I could make something beautiful. At school in Chicago, I drew from statues in the museum. At school in New York, I painted one still life painting a day, every day. At school, I painted my teacher's ideas. But when school days were over, I went out into the wide world to discover my own ideas. I went to the Texas plains, the wild west of my childhood books. You have never seen sky. It is wonderful. I walked into the sunset. I felt the wind across the plains. And I painted the sunset and the sky and the wonderful loneliness and emptiness of the place. I painted day and night. I worked till my head all felt light in the top. I have things in my head that are not like what anyone has taught me, shapes and ideas. But I bundled up my paintings and went to New York City to be where other artists lived. I walked down in the canyons of steel. I lived high up in the clouds and painted what I saw from my window. But sometimes what I saw from my window was the far away calling me. I painted a garden in the city. I wanted everyone to see flowers the way that I saw them. I looked closely at the flowers. I painted a camellia. I painted it big so people would notice. I painted a jack in the pulpit. I painted it big so people would see. I painted poppies and petunias and sunflowers and jimson weeds and irises and apple blossoms. My garden bloomed. until everyone saw the flowers the way I saw them. But still I looked to the sky. The distance has always been calling me. I went to the New Mexico desert, so far away that no one ever comes. I was satisfied to be all by myself. It was too dry for the flowers to grow, but there were bones. I gathered the bones. Big bones, little bones, short bones, long bones, a cow's skull, a horse's skull, a ram's skull, and brought the bones home to paint. One day I held up one against the sky and saw the blue through the hole. I painted what I saw. I saw the sky and the red hills. I walked in the hills at daybreak and twilight, at noon and in starlight. I painted the arms of 2 red hills, reaching out to the sky and holding it. I painted the Pedernal mountain in the far away. I painted it over and over and over again, and then again and again. God told me if I painted that mountain enough, He'd give it to me. I drove my Model A across the desert and back, and up and down over the hills. I painted in my studio on wheels until the afternoon bees chased me home. Even in winter, I went far out into the far away and painted in the bitter cold. I painted when the wind was so strong it nearly blew me away. I did things other people don't do. I climbed my ladder to the night sky to wait for the sun. I slept under the stars to see the morning sky when I woke. I stayed in the desert. My hair turned from black to gray, to white as the bones. I still walked the red hills. My pile of bones grew, my flowers bloomed in the desert, and the Pedernal was mine. And the sky, oh, it was still wonderful. I painted the sky one more time. I painted my sky big so people would see the sky the way I did. I worked from dawn to dusk every day for weeks and months. Then, as I painted the last cloud, the sun slipped behind the Pedernal. I laid my brushes down. Kiss the sky for me.